We're in a crisis right now, and every single day we're all taking part in destroying the foundation of our existence, and that's how serious it is.
The Earth's going to be here whether we're on it or not. The Earth will make it through this, but our ability to survive on this planet is going to be compromised.
Global warming is not one of those, it's not a short storm that happens and has extraordinary consequences over a day or two. It's just slowly progressing.
What's really cool about this trip, like, it's not a pole, it's Ellesmere Island, which is actually probably more beautiful. And it's really about trying to raise awareness about climate change and about bringing youth up there and getting youth involved.
We've known about these islands for about 110 years. And in that same time frame, we have changed these islands drastically. So I think it's important to go and document the changes that happened there since the great explorers were there. I mean, most people never get to go there, but the life that we live every single day is harming these places. And so I think it's important to be a witness and to tell people about what we see.
We ended up with two superb team members from Norway, Sigrid and Toby, that both have considerable Arctic dog sledding experience. And then two Sarah and Eric McNair brothers, sister team from up in Baffin Island. They've been dog sledding since they've been on dog teams since they're about 3 weeks old. And then Ben Horton from the United States is a professional photographer from National Geographic. And then Sam Branson, Richard Branson's son, he's also an experienced adventurer. So prerequisite is, pretty much extreme athletes in cold weather. These weren't people that we picked off the street. They were pretty well trained.
Both Sarah and I, my sister, have the responsibility of finding and basically training 33 dogs up to what we consider expedition quality.
I run dogs. I have my own dogs, and I train all year long for that rut. So it's going to be a lot of miles from the sled for sure.
I'm looking forward to those beautiful days when everything seems to be going right and the light's perfect and I can get the picture I want and we're just moving along on the ice, far from civilization.
There's going to come days where you don't really understand why you're doing this and you're struggling to see the connection, and figure out why you're there. So I think it's mentally it's going to be pretty tough. It is. So it's to overcome those days where it all just seems like a bad idea.
The old ice seems to be what caused it. We didn't reach our main objective to the northern part of Ellesmere because we were stopped by this rough ice. We were expecting the normal ice conditions, which were usually pretty good travel ice for 600 miles, but instead, because of the breakup of the Arctic Ocean, all this ice went into the area that we were in, so it was really rough traveling. Saw a lot of wildlife at the end, muskox, wolf.
Last night we had a little visit of a polar bear early in the evening, and he was just a little curious.
2 years ago, the Isles ice shelf, which was one of the largest of the remaining ice shelves, broke. A big section of it, size of Manhattan, broke off. And in 2 years, it drifted down into the area where we were in. So we made it to that ice shelf, which was, again, in the broken up pieces of the Arctic Ocean, which shouldn't have been there to begin with. Another smoking gun of global warming. That's one of our main reasons we wanted to go there.
Most of us don't live in areas where we can see direct and drastic results of global warming yet. When you see these things, it is a very emotional experience, and it quickly becomes a moral issue to you.
I really feel like a lot of people in my generation have this idea that we've been handed a failing planet and there's nothing we can do about it. But at the same time, I also feel like there's no reason we should hand a failing system down to the generation after us. That we might be transitionary, but eventually will make a difference.
The fact that we're privileged enough to experience these places and be the witness, that provides an extraordinary responsibility to tell others. We can educate people now about these places and to lay through education a foundation for real action.
This idea that Will had is really neat because we're coming back and, just talking with friends and peers and, it's a younger generation and it's the next generation and it's definitely an interesting way to pass it on.